Alright, the next strategy we have for determining a missing side or angle is what we call the law of cosine. Okay, the law of cosine is used if you have two sides. Let's say you have two sides like this and you have the angle in between. Alright, and we want to find this missing side over here. This is one time when cosine law is used. The other time cosine law is used is if you have the measures of all three sides and you're trying to find one of the angles. Okay, so cosine law is a little bit different. With sine law, you needed to have a side and its opposite angle. Here you don't need that. So it's a different strategy. All right, and now I've listed the formulas here. This is to find sides, and then this is a modified version of the cosine law, and this is if you want to find an angle. Okay, now I don't think you need to write those all in your cheat sheet. I think if you write one of them, you'll be okay with it. Because if you look at the similarities, I mean, it's a squared. If you're trying to find a squared, you use the angle A. If you're trying to find b squared, you use angle B. Okay, you'll see that you probably don't need to write all the formulas out. Okay, so let's try cosine law. So it says a missing side. So we'll use one of these formulas. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to write the first formula down. A squared is b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos of a. Okay, I'm just going to write it down. And why am I writing it down that way? It says to find side A, so I want to have side A here by itself. Okay, so let's fill in what we know. We don't know A. Side B is 7.9. Side C is 5.2. So 2 times 7.9 times 5.2, and the angle A is 43 degrees. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is, what you want to try is to put this whole thing in your calculator. Now that's going to take some practice. You're not going to be able to do it the first couple times, okay? But I'm going to give you what that answer is. It's 29.362. I want you to see if you can put that all in, okay? And then to get A, you're going to take the square root of 29.362, and you get 5.42 centimeters. Okay, so if you just copied that down, I want you to pause the video right now and go back and try that question. See if you can fill it in without my help, without my calculator work. See if you can do it yourself. Okay, so now I'd like you to try a few more. Again, these are finding missing sides. Okay, so you'll notice here there's no ABC. So I'm gonna write down that formula anyways. So this is what I would have on my cheat sheet. Okay, and it says we're supposed to find side R. So that's what I'm going to put here. And that tells me that I'm going to put cos of angle R here. Okay? Then the rest of it we'll just fill in. B and C don't matter what order you put them in. So I can do it like this. All right, and again, pause the video, see if you can get this whole thing in your calculator. Okay, you need to be able to do that. All right, and then if I take the square root of that, R is going to be 5.8 kilometers. All right, go ahead and try this one. Okay, we're supposed to find y, so I'm going to put y squared first. Okay, and then I'm going to put the other two sides, so 12.3 squared plus 12.1 squared, minus 2 times 12.3, 12.1, and then cos of, what is the angle across from y? 41. So y squared is 73.05315, and if I take the square root of that, I get 8.5 centimeters. Okay. One more to try. You're supposed to find x, so let's write x squared. And then we take the other two sides and square them. Don't get overconfident with the formula. I would have it written down somewhere just to make sure you're adding and subtracting in the right place. Okay, and then the angle across from the side we're looking for is 36. So putting that all into the calculator, should get 56.6262, and taking the square root of that, we get 7.5 meters. Okay, so that's finding a side with cosine law. All right, I'd like you to try this assignment, please.